We all know the sound of Jericho's walls falling. We know the shout of the army. But do you know the silence that came before the victory? While Joshua commanded the armies, others were fighting battles no one saw. Today, we aren't looking at the generals, we're looking at the forgotten heroes who actually secured the victory in Canaan. Their names might be whispered, but their faith roared. When we think of the Promised Land, we think of miracles, the Jordan River parting, the sun standing still. We think of Joshua, the mighty general leading God's people. But zoom in closer, look past the sword and the shield. The task ahead of Israel wasn't just difficult, it was impossible. Fortified cities, giants in the land, iron chariots. To face this, it took more than just a general on a hill. It took a bedrock of believers, everyday people whose quiet courage became the foundation of a nation. We call them the unsung heroes. They didn't all hold spears. Some held secrets, some held patience, and some held nothing at all but the Ark of God. What did it really cost to inherit the land? Let's look at the price tag of faith.
Our first hero is found in the shadows of the enemy, Rahab. We often brush past her title, Rahab the harlot, as just a label. But stop for a moment. Think of the risk. Rahab wasn't just helping two spies. She was committing high treason against her own king, her own city, and her own culture. If she was caught, death would have been immediate and brutal. So why do it? Why risk everything for a God she had only heard rumors about? Rahab's heroism wasn't in her military might, it was in her radical reckoning. She looked at the stone gods of Jericho and then heard of the God who split the Red Sea, and she made a choice. She chose to align herself with a God she couldn't see against a king she could see. This is the definition of redemption. God took a woman on the edge of society, someone judged and discarded, and made her the gateway to the Promised Land. She reminds us that your past does not disqualify you from God's future. In fact, your faith in the face of fear might be exactly what saves your entire family. While Rahab's faith was an explosion of immediate risk, our next hero shows us the slow burn of endurance, Caleb. Often standing in Joshua's shadow, Caleb is the unsung hero of patience. Imagine waiting 40 years for a promise, 40 years of wandering in the dust because other people doubted God. Caleb saw the same giants the other spies saw, but he saw a bigger God. When they finally entered the land, Caleb was 85 years old. Most men would ask for a quiet valley to retire in. Not Caleb. He pointed to Hebron, the stronghold where the giants lived, and said, "Give me this mountain." His heroism was his unwavering resolve. He fought the spiritual battle of bitterness. He didn't let the delay destroy his faith. He reminds us that true strength isn't just about conquering a city in a day. It's about keeping your fire burning for decades when everyone else has let theirs go cold. Rahab gave her allegiance. Caleb gave his strength. But our final group of heroes gave up their future, the Levites. When the land was divided, every tribe got a piece of the pie. Judah got land, Ephraim got land, but the Levites, they received no inheritance, no vast vineyards, no olive groves to pass down to their children. Deuteronomy tells us, the Lord is their inheritance. This was the silent service. While others fought for soil, the Levites fought for souls. They carried the ark, they taught the law, they maintained the spiritual temperature of the nation. Their sacrifice was the comfort of ownership. They chose to be dependent on God alone so they could serve the people. Without the Levites, Israel would have had land, but they would have lost their God. They teach us that sometimes the greatest hero is the one who gives up worldly gain to ensure the spiritual survival of the next generation. Rahab, Caleb, the Levites, a traitor, an old soldier, and a landless tribe. They are the unsung heroes of Canaan. They remind us that the history of faith isn't just written by the famous leaders on the stage. It is written by the people in the pews, the people in the workplace, the people praying in secret. So what is your Canaan moment right now?
Maybe you are like Rahab, needing to step out in risky faith to break a generational cycle. Maybe you're Caleb, waiting on a promise that feels delayed, needing the strength to say, "Give me this mountain." Or maybe you're called to the Levite life, sacrificing worldly ambition to serve God's kingdom in quiet faithfulness. The walls of Jericho fell because the people shouted, yes, but they also fell because individuals dared to believe God when it made no sense. Which of these heroes resonates with you the most today? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to uncover more secrets hidden in the Bible's greatest events, make sure to subscribe to Eternal Signal and ring that bell, because you don't want to miss the truth we're uncovering next.